Good morning. Would you mind introducing yourself so our listeners know who you are?
Yes, my name's Eric Kohnen, and I'm the horticulturist with the City of Gainesville, and I've been the horticulturist since August of 2020.
Oh, so you're pretty new to it. So, the reason we heard about you is the Edible Grows project that we heard about. I know there's a lot of news in the local newspapers. What inspired that project?
It was originally a city management project that they've been trying to get off the ground apparently for a couple of years, and the goal was to have some sustainable edible food source for local communities and especially underserved communities here
Mm-hmm.
in East Gainesville. And we have done so far two projects. One's in Smoky Bear Park, and the other one's in Fred Cone Park. And later in this fall, we're hoping to do a third one on Southwest 40th Boulevard.
Okay, that's cool. And are other than expanding it, are you guys going to do any other resources for it, like a guide for what's ripe, where, and when?
I believe on the city website, there's information there on the different fruit trees that are growing there, and when they're ready to harvest, and characteristics that people might be interested in. And we're also in the process of trying to get permanent labeling, like metal tags on the trees, so that we can make sure that everything's identified correctly. As of right now, we have the tags from the nurseries, but that's another thing we're hoping to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of outreach. We basically have Keep Alachua County Beautiful, which is going to be helping out to maintain the groves, and hopefully we can extend the education that way too. And volunteer groups come by and learn some things and help take care of the groves and keep them looking good.
Yeah. I know it's funded through the Tree Mitigation Project. Could you talk a little bit more about that? What it is and what else the city does with it?
From my understanding, I am still pretty new, but from my understanding, the tree mitigation fund is basically funded by tree removal permits, and where developers need to cut certain trees, we generate revenue from that, and it's a fund that we then use to purchase trees so that we can do tree planting projects throughout the city, such as something like the edible groves in the parks, and also tree sponsors, individual residents who want to have a tree in their front yard along the easement will plant a tree for free if they agree to water it for 6 months. So basically the purpose of it is to kind of balance the cutting and the growing side to try to keep Gainesville green. And there's other things we can use that fund for: equipment, supplies, pruning supplies, fertilizer, various things that you need to have a nursery. We have a whole tree holding area that, when we purchase stock from nurseries, we have things on hand that once the projects get going, we can just have them ready to go.
That's really cool. Are there any other projects or resources that you think Gainesville residents should know about?
Well, we are going to do another edible grove on Southwest 40th, and we're also going to do a lot of plantings of larger ball and burlap trees there along the path there at Southwest 40th. And we also have some things we might be doing in Depot Park to plant some new trees in areas where we had some decline in some of the trees. But we have definitely a couple of projects in different parks that we have coming down the pipe.
Okay. I think the city of Gainesville does a really good job. All of the parks in town are absolutely gorgeous, and Depot Park is awesome. So, what do you find the most exciting about your job?
Oh, that's a pretty easy question for me. I'm out there hand watering the orchard or grove. I call it an orchard, because it's a variety of trees.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to just be out there watering, seeing people under the pavilion, looking out, enjoying the trees. I've seen a lot of people coming through the peaches already, and people have been picking the fruit. And it's really, I'm actually seeing the effect
I can understand that. It sounds like you have a really awesome job. That would be great to do. And is there anything else you'd like to talk about today?
Well, just that I will absolutely continue to diligently take care of these groves to make sure that the community is enjoying it. And if any issues arise along the way, we'll try to correct it as soon as we can, and just to keep it a really nice place for people to be able to enjoy it.
Okay. I think the City of Gainesville does an awesome job, and I'm sure it was kind of stressful for you to like start your job and then they do this huge project and you end up having to do multiple interviews, but I'm glad you're doing it.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and everything's going to be pruned properly, and I'm going to be in charge of the pruning to make sure everything's still looking good, and they're going to be well maintained, and so it's something the community can actually enjoy, which is why we're irrigating it and taking care of it.
Yeah.
Because we want it to thrive and actually produce fruit rather than just barely surviving, because we're going to really take good care of these, because fruit trees need a lot of extra attention. That shade trees, you can water them for 6 months and kind of let them do their thing after that, but with fruit trees it's basically a continual maintenance to keep them nice enough for people to be able to actually take advantage of them.
Yeah, so that they actually fruit enough so more than a couple of people can get fruit from them.
Yeah.
Eric, thank you so much for taking time to talk with us about this today. This is what you guys do is really exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it too, and hopefully we can be planting some other groves soon.
I look forward to that. Have a good day.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.